What's up, everybody? I'm Dave, and welcome to SolidMantisGaming. Today, I will be doing a first ever review for Timespinner on the PS4. Before we get started, I want to break this down into 4 different sections: story, gameplay, graphics, and music. Timespinner was developed by Lunar Ray Games and was published by Chucklefish. It released in 2018 for PC, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation Vita, and later released for the Nintendo Switch and Xbox One. Let's start with the story. In Time Spinners, you play as character Lunaeus, who is a time messenger. Messenger? Messenger. She's a time messenger. Yeah. Anyway, she's a time messenger that must travel back and forth through time to stop an evil empire from destroying her clan and taking over the time spinner. A lot of the story is told through collectible lore pieces like notes or memories, and you can read those to find out more background information on the events of the story. There's not any voice acting, which I thought would have been nice. I would have liked to have heard, like maybe the memories being voiced over. Definitely the NPCs that you meet and talk to. They all have quest lines that you can complete, and it kind of develops the story arcs for the NPCs. You develop friendships with them and business relationships with them. But despite how good the story is, and it's a good story, I would have liked more of it. Just more of it in general. Moving on to gameplay. Now, the gameplay is very, very similar to Castlevania Symphony of the Night in a lot of ways. The leveling system, the map and the exploration, there's hidden rooms to find, the chest in a far corner of a map. For example, there are areas that require certain skills, such as a double jump, to access. The combat is good. You attack with different orbs. Each one does a different melee, close combat type attack, or some kind of projectile, maybe. There's a very good variety of them. After a while, I kind of just stuck to one that was my favorite. You can upgrade your orbs using elemental beads to increase the damage that your orbs do. Along with the orbs that you collect, you can get various different spells. You start off with the Aura Blast spell, which is the first spell that you get. And throughout the game, you can find or maybe craft other spells to use. Each one kind of mimic the orb that they're associated with, and that also has an effect on the damage they do as far as leveling up the orb. Sometimes the combat feels a little stiff. When you make an attack, your character will stop moving, for example. So if you use a spell or use an orb to attack, Linnaeus will just stop in the direction that she's facing, and you can't really cancel out of it in any way as far as like stopping the animation so that you can continue to move if you need to. But it's really just slightly annoying. Along with orbs and spells, you can also equip rings that will change up combat a little bit, such as having regenerative health, or maybe putting a shield in front of your character that blocks projectiles. Linnaeus also has a time stop ability that can be used in combat and exploration, although it can be easy to forget about it after a while. I found that the character level progression was pretty balanced. I never really felt like I was overpowered until, maybe the end of the game, the later stages of the game. Everything felt like it should have been as difficult as it was. The game wasn't very long, taking me just under 9 hours to complete, but it was enjoyable the whole time, and for the price of the game, I'd say that's pretty fair. Now let's talk about the graphics. Again, this game was very much inspired by Symphony of the Night, and so a lot of the environments have the same feel to them. And in fact, one area especially reminded me a lot of the Marble Gallery from Symphony of the Night. I mean, it looked, from what I remember, looked just about identical to it. But each of the environments or areas of the game, they're distinct, they're exciting to explore, they look really good. The pixel art in the game looks really good. They do reuse assets a lot as far as the enemies and pieces of the map go, but it kind of goes along with the whole jumping back and forth through time, so it makes sense and it works. Doesn't really feel too stale. Last but not least is the music. And I don't really have much to say about the music other than that it was awesome. It was really good music, also very Castlevania-esque, but the music was great. The music is great. Fantastic. My final thoughts on the game are, for the most part, very positive. I had a really good time playing the game. It wasn't very long, but it was very enjoyable. The gameplay was fun. The graphics looked great. The music was awesome. The story was pretty good. I wish there was more of it. I think, some voice acting would have been nice. A little bit longer game to maybe flesh out the story, and some of the character story arcs would have been good. But in general, it was a really good game, and I highly recommend giving Timespinner a chance, especially for the price. It's not a very expensive game, and I believe it's worth every bit of it. And that's it for my review of Timespinner. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down button 2 times. If you want to see more gaming content, then consider hitting the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.